welcome in at this time the Hall of Famer Thurman Thomas. Thurman, welcome. You enjoying your week so far? Sunday night made it a nice week, right?
Yeah, I'm on to the Jets.
Yeah, on to New York.
I'm on to the Jets, man.
Division opponent.
Yeah,
got to get ready.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, if you look at Josh's career, he's kind of struggled against the Jets. Not a very good record against
Especially
them.
down there.
Especially down there. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's football season. I'm focused on okay, what can we do here? Because we're not gonna. I mean, how often are we going to see Derrick Henry's come through the entire schedule? You know,
right?
But this Jets team, they're physical.
Yep, they've revamped their offensive line.
Yep.
That right tackle, the rookie Armand Membu, has handled T.J. Watt really without much of an issue, especially in the run game. I'm talking more than anything. And they had to put Joe Tippmann in at right guard in place of Elijah Vera Tucker, who's out for the year with a torn triceps. And those two guys worked pretty well together on the right side. Breece Hall and Justin Fields are not Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, but
pretty good.
They rolled up some rushing yards last week against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they did. And I think that was kind of like, what would make the Jets better? And I think it's because of the revamping of the offensive line, but also Justin Fields too. Like, you don't see like a Lamar every week, but there are quarterbacks in this league who can control a football game with their running ability. And I think we all know that. And hey, I mean, they probably should have beat Pittsburgh last week, but they didn't. But
they had a fumble on a kick on a return.
Scoring 32 points.
I wish they'd have beaten Pittsburgh last week.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I wish they would have. Yeah,
I wish they'd have beaten Pittsburgh last week.
Because you think they're going to be more desperate this week.
Absolutely desperate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're still going to be desperate anyway.
Yeah,
because they don't want. I mean, look, they still don't want to fall back 2 games or whatever, one game
they'd
behind
be
the
0-2.
Bills. Yeah, exactly. So, I think it's desperation for those guys over there with the New York Jets. So, but I heard some of you guys talk about like what a perfect way of just looking at like how, I guess like Sean McDermott has grown over the years, and it's one of those deals. Okay, well, we got a physical game. We're going shorts and walk through today.
Yeah.
In week 2.
In week 2.
When you ever have that before?
I don't think we've ever had it that early. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just shows you like how physical that game was and how physical this game is going to be. And you'll probably see the same thing Monday or Tuesday next week.
Because you're trying to buy an extra day of rest.
Exactly. So
that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about the Thursday game playing actually into it as well.
Which is another division game too.
It's huge, and it's a tough place to play. The Bills have struggled there. Actually, I hate to say it like that. Josh has struggled there.
Yeah.
And you remember that
played better in last year's game than he did in the 2023 game where he had 4 turnovers.
They're not as good on the road. The Bills are not as good on the road. Nobody is except for the Dallas Cowboys. The Bills are not as good on the road as they are at home. And the Jets are a better team than they were. The question is right now, the Jets lose a squeaker to the Steelers.
Right.
The Bills are considered a much better team. I don't want to say much. How much a better team are the Bills than the Steelers?
Right.
Aaron Rodgers threw for 4 touchdowns. I'll take Josh over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So Steve is arguing that maybe defensive deficiencies aside, Buffalo's offense is superior to that of Pittsburgh's. So should we be worried, I guess is the question.
I don't think so. Look, I'm telling you right now, man, I see Josh now, and this is year 9 for him? Or is it 8?
8.
Year 8.
29 years old.
In the last 3 years, he's gotten better and better and better every single year. And I'm looking at these moments like this could be a year where this Jets game is not even close.
It's possible.
And it's because of him.
Yeah.
And him only.
Right.
And I think that when you have, like you said, a desperate team now, but you also have this unique player on the other squad that is making a difference not throughout each game, but really throughout the year, because that's all everybody want to see now.
Yeah.
They want to see Josh every single week. And, hey, hats off to – I'm glad he's here doing it with the Buffalo Bills.
Absolutely.
And this is just another stage for him to grow as a quarterback. I mean, it's New York. I mean, this game is going to be huge. And how he handles this from here on out, I think it speaks wonders for Bills fans to us to relax a little bit more because I think he has this under control.
Two things with respect to preparation for an opponent that I want to ask you about. Number one, you know that the Ravens victimized this Bills defense in a couple of major areas. The read option game with Lamar, they victimized them that way. And then just some flat-out running plays hat on a hat with Derek. And we know that Justin Fields is a mobile quarterback, maybe not quite the level of Lamar Jackson. And we know Breece Hall is a 217-pound running back who runs 4.39. Not quite as big as Derek, but similar in stature. So Buffalo's defense has to prepare for all of the things that the Ravens hit them on, knowing the Jets will try some of those, right? And then secondarily, we know that this offensive coordinator for the Jets comes from Detroit, and we know how much Jared Goff victimized them with the rollout pass game. So is it fair to expect similar run plays that the Ravens utilized from the Jets and a rollout passing game from Justin Fields, knowing how much Jared Goff rang him up last year in Detroit to the tune of 42 points?
Well, first of all, I'm going to stay away from Ed Oliver right now.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay, well, I mean, that's kind of like leading into like what I really want to say. I think it does.
Preparation-wise, you got to be ready for all of those things.
You have to be ready for all those things because, like you say, you're not going to have a Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. You got Justin Fields and Breece Hall, and two different style type of running backs and running quarterbacks too. And Justin Fields, they showed. I think he threw the ball pretty well last week.
And they weren't afraid to let him.
And they weren't afraid to let him. That is and so when you have that comment, he's feeling real good about like Justin Fields. Yeah, I was in Chicago, didn't work out or whatever, but now I'm in the offense now, and they're relying on me right now to lead this team to victory. So yeah, I'm confident, but yeah, you do have to prepare, for it all, really. I mean, everything.
Here's the thing. We talked about Lamar Jackson only threw the ball 19 times against the Bills, and they scored 40. Justin Fields only threw it 22, and they scored 32. Is there something about teams that are certainly not Baltimore doesn't fall into this category, but maybe a team like the Jets, and we were talking about this earlier in the show, having this strategy like, listen, the Bills are going to score some points. We got to keep up.
Right.
So Justin's going to have to throw the ball 30 times, not 22 times.
Will he though?
That's only
that's
if
your
you
point.
stop their run game.
That's only if you stop their run game.
That's the question.
Yeah. I as a fan and as a former player right now, I want to see Justin Fields throw the ball 45 to 50 times.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what.
On Bills side.
Yes. So
on the Bills side.
If you're a Bills fan, you want him throwing.
You want him throwing the ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that means Breece Hall is not getting 6.4 yards a carry, which is his
and
career average against the Bills.
And you're not running time up the clock either, too. So yeah, I would definitely want him to be.
Breece Hall carried the ball 19 times.
Last week.
Fields carried it. Fields
he had 12
threw
carries.
it 22.
Yeah, Fields had 12 carries for 48 yards.
I think you want the ball in Fields' hands.
Yeah.
To throw it.
Yeah. Or even to run it. I mean, if you rush in your lanes and you do all of that and keep him in, I think that's what you do because I'm with Brownie. I think Fields is going to play action, get out, and bootleg out. He's going to roll out. He's going to just snap the ball and take off to the right, and guys are going to run the patterns that way. Him on the move is a problem, I think, for this Bills defense because they won't know where he's going to be.
Right.
And I think that's a strategy you might see from the Jets. But there's a lot of unknowns in there.
There is a lot of unknowns, too. I mean, and I tell you,
new coaching staff.
Garrett Wilson, he looked great.
Yeah,
he looked. So I mean, it's like when you look at Lamar through the ball, what you said,
19 passes.
19 passes. I mean, so you're really getting a really good look at these receivers and the routes that they're running. Probably not, but because they don't. Wouldn't say they don't have like a number one. They got some guys, Flowers or whatever. Garrett Wilson is the number one.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is going to be looking for him. So.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson got 9 targets. Nobody else had more than 4.
Right. So it's going to.
That was Breece Hall.
Yeah, but I'll still take my chances with him throwing the ball 40 to 45 times.
You got to stop the run and hope that and hope that Josh has you ahead.
Yeah.
on the scoreboard
You
by
gotta try and front
a
run
couple
this
of
game.
scores,
Hey,
and
look,
then then you can get that, which is what you want.
And hopefully Chris Benford will be on Wilson most of the time.
Yeah.
He's our best DB. So, I mean, it's we can.
All right, so
talk to Sunday.
let's talk about this because you mentioned it. The Ed Oliver factor here. He pops up on the injury report today with an ankle injury, did not practice. There are reports that he's got a walking boot on and he's on a scooter. That's not good. He was clearly their best defensive player on the field last week. That doesn't mean other guys can't step up and come up with an effort, whether it's Rousseau or Bosa or somebody else. But if Ed doesn't play, that means T.J. Sanders is probably starting, the second-round draft choice, who had a very good preseason, flashed, has some pass rush ability.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that all day.
It could be worse,
Yeah,
right?
it could be worse. I'll take that all day with T.J. Sanders coming in there. Hey, look, it's a long season. If he's gonna, exactly, he's gonna get 60 or 70 snaps at some point in the game this year. And this might be the first one to do that. And so I think with him being, and I really do like him a lot. This will be his opportunity to shine. So everybody's looking like, okay, well, Ed might not play, it might be out. Who else is going to step up here? Is it going to be Greg? Could it be Bosa? I mean, I would love to see something like that.
Russo and Bosa played well last
week.
They
did play well,
I mean, Bosa had the forced fumble. They got it back. But, he stripped Justice Hill of that ball when he ran running into his own backfield to get it.
Right. So, I mean, it's it's all there. And I think with them being in this type of defense, I mean, I wouldn't say it's not a complicated defense, but you know what you're going to get with the Buffalo Bills. You're going to get too deep. I mean, that's all. Yeah, keep them underneath or whatever.
That's what happened when they had that when Cole Bishop rushed from like 15 yards away. They caught him trying to disguise it and quick snapped it. So Bishop's like, oh man, what do I do now? It's like,
well, they should expect that from the Jets too. Some of that messing with the snap cadence.
That's right.
Yeah. Because the Ravens caught them a couple times.
Ravens had good success playing with the tempo of the game and the snap count and all that, not using the play clock, just going up snapping it. I think you can do that when all you're going to do is hand it off.
Right.
When your quarterback's got to drop back to throw it, you can't quick snap. Because you want him to know, particularly a guy like Fields, you want him to know what he's throwing against as much as he can.
Yeah.
And so I don't think the Jets will use that as well or as effectively as Baltimore did, but you might see it anyway. You might see him go up tempo, just fast.
Yeah. Who was the other DB for the Jets besides?
It's Brandon Stevens, who was the cast-off from Baltimore, who got benched last year.
Okay.
So he signed with the Jets. Big corner. He's 6'3".
Right.
195. He's a big guy, but he can get turned around sometimes.
He can get turned around. And look, I remember a couple of years ago when we signed Curtis Samuel. And I thought like, oh yeah, I know who this cat is from Washington, speed guy, whatever, Now I'm looking at, you got Keon who had the most targets, right?
Yep. Big second half.
But Palmer, I'm telling you, could be a problem too on the other side.
Yeah.
And
you haven't even talked about Khalil yet.
And you haven't even talked about
And Kincaid looked good last week.
Kincaid looked good. So I'm still, even though I had success against Josh in the years with the Jets, I'm probably more concerned than I've ever been before right now because they got two outside guys that can flat out catch the football.
If you're the Jets defense,
if you're the Jets defense, because it's something new for them.
This is an upgraded wide receiver room from last year. Even last year when they were scoring all those points.
Even last year, I think
it's better.
They're bigger. I mean, look at Keon. Look at
Palmer's 6'1", 210.
Exactly. I mean,
that's small.
Yeah, it's not, and he can run too.
I thought about this as well. We've talked about this. They had the three tight ends with Hawes, Knox, and Kincaid. They only got like 3 or 4 snaps together on the field with 13 personnel. But if you're going to go out and you want to run the ball or whatever, you go 13 personnel with Keon out there, and they put Sauce on Keon. Don't you just run right behind Keon and have Keon like plant Sauce in the bench area? Because Sauce cannot hold up.
He can do that too.
Keon.
Yeah, he can
well,
do that. Yeah. And
let's
then,
remember.
And then I think if you're doing that, you're probably running. You're saying that we're probably going to be running more outside plays, more zone plays.
Right,
because the thick of their defense is in the middle.
Yeah, you got to run the stretch against.
Although, let's not forget. Last
this is a great conversation to have.
Let's not forget. Last year, Week 6, Bills at Jets. Cook out injured. Ray Davis, 9 run plays on the first 9 out of 10 plays on the opening drive, run plays.
Set the tone.
Buried Sauce Gardner 3 yards deep in the end zone on the on the goal line run, but they took it right at them downhill. Now, James has popped up on the injury report this week, but he said he's fine. He's going to play, and he was a full participant in practice today.
Right.
So you have James and you have Ray, and I don't know if you want to go back to that page in the playbook again and say we're just going to run you over and dictate that we're more physical than you.
Well, I
because that's what Aaron Glenn is trying to instill in this team now, right?
Exactly, yeah. I tell you what, if I'm the Jets, I'm watching this game here where Ray Davis did have his coming out party.
Yeah.
I'm watching a game like this because this could be that. And I guarantee you, Aaron Glenn, who I know very, very well, has probably put this tape on already to see that, hey, this is what they're going to do. They're going to be physical. It kind of reminds like a Detroit team.
Yeah. I mean,
we're going to line up and pretty much like Ed was against Baltimore, our front guys.
Right.
It's going to be a dogfight. Let's see who can be more physical up front.
Yeah,
and I think Ray is that guy. I'm a Cook guy. I love Cook. I would love to see him in there. But Ray is kind of a guy who is built for this. And
downhill running.
It's downhill running, yeah. So
they, I mean, you had some guys, I'm not saying they were shying away from it, but they knew it was coming. He wasn't dodging anybody.
No, he wasn't dodging anybody.
He wasn't like trying to get down and shake and shimmy. He was like, let's go.
Yeah.
You're talking about Ray.
Talking about Ray. Yeah, he was a little
you can
Maurice
see it on those
Jones-Drew.
highlights there. Those guys are kind of break down. You kind of wait for the guy to like give you a step and go the other way. Ray ain't doing any of that.
Yeah. So
It was,
I'm not cutting.
I am not faking you out. It was a different,
we have a guy for that.
And that was I think surprising about that game, and I think that first drive caught the Jets off guard.
Yeah.
And it was a really nice way to open that game because it set a tone. Now they had something in the back of them. The whole rest of the game, it was out there that they just turn around and hand it to the guy.
Yeah.
I see that. I mean, who knows better than the Bills now about what it is to have that coming out of the opening game? I mean, they were getting their heads caved in by Derrick Henry and Lamar in that first series. I mean, they know what it's like. It's a great statement to make if you can do it.
Yeah. And our offensive line played great again.
Yeah, I thought a lot of offsides, a lot of holding penalties.
Yeah.
They were a little bit sloppy in that regard, but yes, that physically they were good. They were really good.
I think they were really good. So yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, man.
Yeah,
let's tee it up.
It's a different game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's also remember the last Joe Brady game plan against an Aaron Glenn defense. That's the Detroit game as well.
Was that
And
46?
Detroit liked to keep their linebackers on the field in base defense. And Joe Brady said, okay, I'm going to put Ty Johnson on the field, and he's going to beat every one of your linebackers in coverage. And he ends up with 5 catches for 114 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
He's like the main component of that game
Of that
plan
game
right out of the
plan,
chute.
Right out of the chute, yeah.
Now, I don't know if the Jets are going to play 3 linebackers
Do they have
as
3?
much.
Do they have 3 linebackers compared to how great Detroit linebackers
Well,
are?
let's remember, Detroit's linebackers were injured. Alex Anzalone was out of that game, injured.
Okay.
No Aiden Hutchinson off the edge. He's out, with a broken leg. They were missing a couple of DBs too.
Okay.
So they were a little short-handed. But here are your Jets starting linebackers. Quincy Williams, who's a really good athlete.
Yep.
Jamie and Sherwood, really good athlete. And then Marcelino McCrary-Ball, who's a second-year player who didn't start as a rookie but is, quote-unquote, their third linebacker now when they're not in the nickel themselves.
Right.
And we only have a 1-game sample to go off of with this personnel. So
I
hard to say,
Yeah,
right?
I think you can look at it again. You'd look back at that Detroit game. 9 different guys caught a ball for the Bills.
Right.
9 guys.
But it was clear
Nobody
they saw a
caught more than
mismatch with
6.
Ty Johnson at the beginning.
That's right.
They clearly saw that.
Ty Johnson had, let's see, where
5 for 114.
he had 5 for 114 on 5 targets. He got 5 targets, 5 catches. So it was
Including that off-script play
Kincaid-
when Josh heaved it down the field to the 5-yard line and he caught it.
That's right. Kincaid got 7 targets, 4 receptions. Shakir got 7 with 6 receptions. Nobody else had more than 3.
Yeah.
So they
Michael
were
Carter
spreading it
is their
around.
nickel, so he'll
And
be on
so-
Shakir.
Yeah.
That there may be something in that because they didn't let Well, if they wanted to, they let the Lions last year with Aaron Glenn. They let the Lions pick their guy, and we just picked somebody else. You know, they could match up, and the matchups were the Bills. Now it was a defense that was riddled by injury.
Yeah,
you got to take that into account
were a little
too.
short-handed.
They were short-handed, so I don't know how much you take away from it. Yeah, they'll have.
Cook had over 100 yards rushing.
Oh yeah, because he had that 41-yard touchdown.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I mean, that's
where he got his hair.
That's over 200 yards for the running backs, baby.
Yeah,
he still had 13 for 60. I mean, so it was.
Now you don't usually do that against the Jets defense,
right?
Usually,
yeah.
So we'll have to see.
Aaron Glenn's defense. Yeah,
I'm very curious to see what Joe Brady's approach is, knowing what his game plan was against an Aaron Glenn defense last year in Detroit, and then what his approach was in Week 6 against the Jets when he said, "Let's just pound the rock here at the beginning of the game."
Yeah.
So, odds are it's going to be completely different than both of those.
Bill's old friend,
right?
Bill's old friend Harrison Phillips is inside with Quentin Williams.
He's defensive tackle now because the Jets traded for him with Minnesota.
That'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Oh boy,
with him down inside there. He's a steady player.
He's a stand in there and grind guy,
yes,
right?
He's a
hold up a couple of guys, let your linebackers run and hit.
He's a he's a helper.
And
is what he is.
When he got traded, first text I get was from John Randall, and he said, "Oh, I hated to see him go. He was a tough little.
He's a motor player.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and that fits right along with John Randall.
Yeah, and it also fits along with Aaron Glenn too.
I don't know if his mouth runs as well as John Randall's
I don't
does.
think so.
Oh my gosh. Listen, John
that guy's never had nothing to say.
John Randall's one of one, but yeah,
one of one. That's my guy.
So what do you think, Thurman? Do you think this is uncomfortably close for a while? This game? What do you think?
I think so.
I think it's close.
I think it's close too.
It's
hard
I don't
to
know
what
what
score.
These guys early in the year.
Yeah, I mean, especially back-to-back physical games like this, I think this will be close. But I think the way that we're playing now, hey, somebody's got to step up for this game. It can't always be Josh. I'd like for it to be always, but it can't be. So I just think it's.
If they just give Josh some outlets and give him some places to put the football, it'll be good.
Yeah. If he's not pressured and running around, I think, I absolutely love our chances.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, with him doing that, it's still to our advantage that he can make a play. So
you won't see the Jets.
I don't think you'll see him panic or anything or anybody on the Bills sideline panic. I think this is like a game plan which we know it's going to be physical. Whatever we do better than them, we should win the game.
I think the Jets will do their best to make Josh beat them from the pocket. They'll rush in. They won't do any stunt game up front. They may have a spy.
They might not blitz, right?
They won't blitz.
They won't blitz.
They're going to bring it and let Josh win. They're going to force Josh to stand there like a pocket because they don't want they'll take his legs out.
So basically,
at least.
So basically, what they're going to be doing is that Aaron Glenn is going to be telling those four guys up front, this needs to be your best football game. As far as rushing the pass and getting pressure and staying in your lane.
But
Just
here's
squeezing the
starts
pocket.
out like this.
Yeah,
It starts out like this. Listen,
and you drop
Aaron Glenn will tell his team, listen, we are not going to sack the guy.
You're right.
You're not going to be able to sack him,
Yeah.
but make sure he doesn't run off.
Right,
Because he's nobody sacks him. He got sacked in the Baltimore game because he said, you know what, it's a bad series. I'm just going to take this sack right here. He decides when he gets sacked.
I know. It's kind of weird
It's
that you say that
unbelievable.
because it is.
He decides, shoot, this one's done. I'm just going to go down. That's it. So you can bet Aaron Glenn and the defense is saying, listen, you're probably not going to get a sack, but what you want to do is just close it in, close it, make him get rid of the ball before he wants to.
Yeah.
Don't let him run out of the pocket.
Yeah.
If you can do that, we'll see what we can do on the back
Yeah,
end.
if we get a couple of sacks, that's a bonus.
That's right.
That's it.
Therm, thanks for coming in. Always good
Appreciate
to see you. We'll catch up with you.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, maybe not next
Maybe
week because
not
it's a
next
short week.
It's a short week. Yeah,
but maybe the week after for the Saints game.
Yeah.
Always great to have you stopping by. That's the Hall of
Appreciate
Famer Thurman Thomas joining us.